Hi everyone, I just wanted to issue a quick video with a couple reminders about the course. You can see that we have a required class meeting next week, June 10th. That's a week from today. I'm recording this on Wednesday, June 3rd. Our next required meeting will be June 10th. So you should click on the Zoom link here, enter the password, and we'll have our second required class meeting on June 10th. Okay. Again, if you want to, and that'll start at 5:30, go 5:30 to 8:10. I don't know if we'll use the full time, but we will start at 5:30. I'm not sure, some of you maybe have been tuning in to the Tuesday lectures that we've been having every week. You're more than welcome to tune into those if you want. Okay. If you've been watching the recordings, okay, recordings are listed by chapter. Okay, so when we have chapter 1, we have the recording for chapter 1 posted just under the slides for chapter 1. Now, a little bit of point of order here in that sometimes I'm not finishing all of the slides for the slide deck for a given chapter during the week that was scheduled to cover that material. So sometimes you'll see the lecture end and I'll say, hey, I'll pick this up next week. And so you will see the completion say, I think it worked this way for chapter 2. I didn't finish all the chapter 2 slides. I finished those the next week. And that completion of the chapter 2 slides is in the beginning of the chapter 3 recording. So if you're going through and you're watching, say, the chapter 2 lecture and you're like, hey, wait a minute, how come we stopped short of all the slides from chapter 2? You'll see that we picked up where we left off the previous week for that example, chapter 2, at the start of the chapter 3, what's listed as the chapter 3 recording. Then we go through chapter 3. And you'll see that then we go forward and we complete chapter 3 the way it worked as part of the chapter 4 lecture. Okay, so and we haven't posted that yet. You'll see that soon. But so what you'll see is the completion of the next chapter in that next week. Okay, now for the midterm, okay, I just want to, and we'll talk more about this next week, but I just want to put the syllabus up. Midterm is not going to cover chapter 5, okay, because we didn't quite finish chapter 4 yesterday. Coming up next week, we'll finish chapter 4. We'll finish chapter 6. And I don't want to try to squeeze in chapter 5 because then we're already to the point where we want to have our midterm. So midterm 1 will cover chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6, not 5. We'll do chapter 5 on midterm 2. So no chapter 5 on midterm 1. It'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then chapter 6. Okay, and then we'll do chapter 5 on midterm 2. Okay, so again, as I had said, the first class meeting, the way you should be going through this course is looking at the slides, looking at the lectures, and then getting into McGraw-Hill Connect and doing the quizzes and the homework for those chapters. Okay, and I got a couple of messages. Students rushed through. I think I had one student in one day did all of the quizzes and all of the homework, and that's not the way to go through the class, okay? The homework and the quizzes are a means to an end, not an end in themselves, okay? So you should be going through the slides, understanding the slides, looking at the lectures, looking at the examples there, etc., and then using that to help you answer the homework and quiz questions. Yes, I give you points for homework and quiz, but they are very limited, and so you're not really helping yourself that much if you're just rushing through the quizzes, the homework. You get the points for attempting, so there's not really even much work that really needs to be done there. These are here to help you understand the material, okay? So what I have done, though, is I've put a practice midterm 1 up there that you could be looking at maybe You could look at that now, but I really think you'll get more out of it if you wait until we've gone through next week's lecture, and then as you're preparing for the midterm, then you're looking at this practice midterm. And I may put up some additional different questions as another second practice midterm one for you to look at. Okay, so when we take the midterm, what I'm going to do is I will open it up at 12:01 a.m. on June 14th, and then it will stay open until 11:59 on June 20th. Okay, you do not have to schedule anything with ProctorU, etc. You'll just take the exam right here in e-learning, and I'll be talking next week about where to find that in e-learning, etc. And you'll be able to take the exam right here in e-learning. You do not have to schedule anything with ProctorU. Okay. So again, very important that you tune in, that you log in next week, okay, under that link that I showed you in e-learning. Okay, I'll put that back up. Okay, you need to click on that link, okay, enter the password. Find that, look for the password right here. It's this one. It's not this one, it's this one right here. This is for the Tuesday class. You could tune into that as well if you want, but on Wednesday, June 10th, right here, okay, from 5:30 to 8:10, we're going to go ahead and have a discussion, and I'll probably be going through some of those practice midterm questions, etc., getting us make sure we're in good shape for the midterm, which will then, as I said, open up on June 14th. That's a Sunday morning, 12:01 a.m., Saturday night, Sunday morning, right, at 12:01 a.m., and then it'll stay open until June 20th at 11:59. We'll talk more about that, and I'll answer any questions you might have. Okay, guys, all right, keep up the good work. Make sure you're going through methodically. Don't rush through this stuff. Auditing is something that you have to feel. It's not something that you just read about and then all of a sudden think you're going to be able to do a good job on questions and understand the essence of auditing. You need to be watching those lectures, and you need to be taking that information in a manner that then you can go ahead and work the questions. Auditing is not like other classes where you just memorize a bunch of stuff and then go and do the questions. You have to feel what's going on there to a large extent. Okay? All right, guys, I will see you next week. All right, make sure you tune in, and we'll see you next week.